You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Today is Thursday, April 29th, 2021, and this is your daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. On today's show, RockLove Jewelry announces a new collection inspired by the women of Star Trek. The Wand Company updates us on the status of their upcoming TOS tricorder replica. And I've got this week's virtual Star Trek events. I'm Alison Pitt, and today's show is sponsored by EveryPlate. Try EveryPlate for just $1.99 per meal, plus an additional 20% off your next 2 boxes by going to everyplate.com and entering code DSTN199. Just in time for Mother's Day, RockLove Jewelry have announced a new themed jewelry collection paying homage to the women of Star Trek. Following on from previous jewelry collections that included delta-shaped rings, necklaces with Vulcan calligraphy, and even a screen-accurate replica of Daj and Soji's necklaces from Star Trek Picard, the new collection focuses on 3 earring designs inspired by Star Trek's Uhura, Star Trek The Next Generation's Guinan, and Kira Nerys from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. First up, we've got Uhura's spiral earrings in gold-plated sterling silver, with long symmetrical coils secured with lever-back ear wires. Guinan's turquoise earrings are danglers too, with broad silver-hammered discs behind triplets of yellow-gold tubes and strands of turquoise nuggets. Kira's earring is one that you'll know well. It's not a pair, but a single stud and cuff, connected by a chain, and it's a screen-accurate replica of the Major's Bajoran earring. RockLove CEO and designer Alison Pitt said of the pieces, Star Trek's female characters portrayed positions of military and academic power, inspiring young girls across generations to pursue science, mathematics, computer science, and space exploration. Women were represented as ambassadors and equals, with chief officers routinely relying on their sage advice and perspectives. While there are many more strong women of Star Trek, I had to start this collection somewhere, and what better way than by replicating 3 iconic earrings of 3 female characters that empowered us all to reach beyond the stars. All 3 styles of the new RockLove Women of Star Trek collection are available to buy now on RockLove's website. Check them out along with their other officially licensed pieces from fandoms like Marvel and DC, Pokemon, and Star Wars. All of that at rocklove.com. Now, next up, if you cast your mind back to last year, the Wand Company announced its plans to build a functional Star Trek tricorder replica from the original series. Originally slated for release this summer, it's now expected to ship late 2021 or early next year. In the meantime, the Wand Company recently published 2 lengthy updates on the production of the replica. The updates give consumers an idea of the challenges of recreating a 50-plus-year-old TV prop, even though the company is using modern technology. Tricorder.com brought us the details. The Wand Company has gone to extraordinary lengths to recreate the tricorder, basing their design on photographs and high-resolution 3D scans of an actual screen-used tricorder prop. The intention is that the replica will be able to scan radio frequencies, collect environmental data, and record audio, among other features. For the Wand Company, the idea is to build a product which not only looks and feels like the real thing, but one that also creates a rich experience for the owner, which immerses them in the optimistic expanses of the Star Trek universe. But that process is more difficult than you might think. To start, the decades-old prop the production team is working from hasn't exactly had a life of luxury. Some panels are misshapen, others are loose, and some parts of the tricorder just aren't there. The Wand Company is filling in the details with CAD and 3D printing. Another challenge they face is simply getting all of the components to fit inside the tricorder housing. After a lengthy process of trial and error, the Wand Company came up with a tricorder that contains 68 injection molded parts, 22 metal parts, a number of different size screws, bolts, springs, and magnets, a hand-stitched leatherette strap, and more than 350 electronic components assembled onto 6 printed circuit boards. Wow. To learn more behind the process of building the Star Trek tricorder, check out Tricorder Updates 3 and 4 at thewandcompany.com. While you're there, you can also register your interest in the tricorder. Registering will give you email updates, as well as priority ordering when it becomes available. Now, I've got the weekend's online events in just a moment, but first, a word from our sponsor, EveryPlate. Let me let you in on a secret. Tuesdays through Fridays, I make the same meals every week. They're my family favorites, and they're easy to make, and they're things that I enjoy. But Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are the tough days. Come up with something fun, come up with something new, something different. Now with EveryPlate, I have options, and I get to take a break from the thinking too. When you order EveryPlate, they do the planning, the shopping, and the delivery. I just get to do the fun stuff, which is the cooking and the eating. And it's all for about the same price as a fancy coffee per person. Even the prep work isn't a chore. With their pre-proportioned ingredients and easy-to-follow recipe cards, meals come together in about a half an hour. Now, as a daily Star Trek news listener, you can try EveryPlate for yourself for just $1.99 per meal, plus an additional 20% off your next 2 boxes. Head to everyplate.com and use the code DSTN199 when you sign up. Go to everyplate.com, click on Get Started, and use the code DSTN199 to try them out for $1.99 per meal and 20% off your next 2 boxes. That's everyplate.com and the offer code DSTN199. And a big thanks to the delicious EveryPlate for sponsoring today's show. Now, on to events, and once again, it's a week that is light on events, so we'll try and keep it snappy. Right, in case you missed it, tonight, Thursday, April 29th at 7 p.m. Central Time, the Chicago Humanities Festival is hosting Star Trek The Next Generation actor and Jeopardy host hopeful LeVar Burton in a conversation with physicist Michio Kaku about the theory of everything. So, a nice light chat for a Thursday evening. Kaku is the author of new book The God Equation, which explores the history and debate around a potential unifying theory of physics. His conversation with Burton promises to be an opportunity to watch the two men geek out about physics. The event is free with registration. To find out more, visit chicagohumanities.org. And of course, there's all the regular stuff that you can join in. There are the Twitter watch-alongs, #AllStarTrek, runs Sunday through Friday at 8/7 Central and follows the Heroes and Icons channel's All Star Trek program. #TOS Sat Night starts at 9 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday night and follows a different episode of the original series every week. And #Star Trek Hour is a Q&A format event every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Then there's Star Trek Watch Party, which is hosted daily and coordinated on Facebook. To find out more, head over to Star Trek Watch Party on Facebook. And finally, Sid City Social Club is on a reduced schedule, but still going twice a month. Starting on May 1st, they'll be going on the first Tuesday and third Friday of every month, with occasional pop-up meetings with Sid as his schedule allows. For more details about the changes and how you can join in, visit sidcity.net. Now, if you have an online event or a gathering that you'd like for me to promote on the show, then please let me know. How are you getting together with your fellow Trekkies without leaving the house? Well, that's it for today's Daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Don't forget to check out the other great shows on the network at podcasts.roddenberry.com. Daily Star Trek News is produced by me, Alison Pitt, with selected stories by Chris Peterson and events by Marina Kravchuk. Today's show was sponsored by EveryPlate. Try EveryPlate for just $1.99 per meal, plus an additional 20% off your next 2 boxes by going to everyplate.com and entering code DSTN199. I'm back tomorrow with more of the Star Trek news you need to know and the answer to this week's Trek Trivia. I'm Alison Pitt. Live long and prosper.
This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.